You sit down to work, you open your laptop, you're ready to start. And then something strange happens. You don't start the work. Instead, you check your phone. You open Instagram, you clean your table. You suddenly remember random tasks, and before you realize, you're doing everything except the one thing you actually need to do. And the worst part? You know you're doing it. You keep thinking, why am I like this? Why can't I just focus? And slowly, you start believing something is wrong with you. Maybe you're lazy. Maybe you lack discipline. But that's not the truth. What's happening here is actually very normal. And once you understand this, everything changes. Let's break it down. Your brain has one main goal: to keep you safe and to save energy. Anything that feels uncertain or mentally heavy, your brain tries to avoid it. Now think about your work. Most of the time, it's not simple, it's unclear. You don't know exactly where to start. You don't know how long it will take. You don't know if you'll do it well. So your brain sees this as a problem. Not a physical danger, but something uncomfortable. And your brain doesn't like discomfort. So instead of doing that task, it pushes you towards easier things. Things like scrolling, things like organizing, things like small, quick tasks. Because these things feel safe. They are easy to start. They give instant satisfaction. And they don't require deep thinking. That's why the moment you sit to work, your brain gives you these options. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is trying to protect you from effort. But here's the interesting part. Your brain doesn't just avoid work. It replaces it with something that feels productive. That's why you don't just scroll randomly. You do things like rewriting your to-do list, checking emails again and again, planning your day again. It feels like you're working, but deep down, you know you're avoiding the real task. And at the end of the day, you feel tired. You feel busy, but nothing important is done. And that creates frustration. Now here's the real reason this happens. It's not lack of discipline. It's lack of clarity. When your brain looks at a task, it asks, do I know exactly what to do? If the answer is no, your brain delays. If the task is big and unclear, your brain escapes. That's why you start random things. Because random things are easier. They don't require decisions. They don't require effort. But your actual work, it requires clarity. And that's what you're missing. Now this is where things change. Instead of forcing yourself to focus, you make the task easier for your brain. You remove the confusion. And one of the easiest ways to do this is using AI. Here's what you do. Open ChatGPT and type something very simple. Break my task into 5 small steps. That's it. Now your brain sees something completely different. Instead of a big, confusing task, it sees small, clear steps. And your brain loves clarity. Let's say your task is study for exam. That sounds heavy. But when AI breaks it into open chapter 1, read first 5 pages, write key points, revise once, take a short break, now suddenly it feels easy. Now your brain doesn't resist. Now you start. And once you start, momentum builds. That's the key. You don't need motivation. You need a starting point. And clarity gives you that. So next time this happens, don't fight yourself. Don't say, I'll force myself to work. Instead, do this. Simplify the task. Break it down. Make it easy to start. Because once you take the first step, everything becomes easier. Remember this. You don't avoid work. You avoid unclear work. Fix the clarity, and your focus will come back automatically. And if you want more simple ways to understand how your brain works and how to use AI to fix these problems, make sure you subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's one thing you've been avoiding? I'll help you break it down so you can finally start.